Hi, everyone. I'm Cute Hands. I tell short stories that I write or find online. I love stories of all kinds, from fantasy to horror, from comedy to drama, from romance to mystery. I hope you enjoy listening to them as much as I enjoy telling them. If you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. You can also leave a comment, like, or share my videos with your friends. I appreciate your support and feedback. The Magic Slipper, a Cinderella story. Cinderella was a poor girl who lived with her cruel stepmother and two ugly stepsisters. They made her do all the chores and treated her like a servant. Cinderella dreamed of a better life, but she had no hope of escaping her misery. One day, a messenger arrived at their house with an invitation to a royal ball. The king's son was looking for a bride, and every eligible lady in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were overjoyed, and began to prepare for the event. They bought new dresses, shoes, and jewelry, and spent hours in front of the mirror. They ignored Cinderella, who had to help them get ready. Cinderella wished she could go to the ball too, but she knew it was impossible. She had nothing to wear, and no carriage to take her there. She sighed and went back to her work. On the day of the ball, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters left in a hurry, leaving Cinderella alone in the house. Cinderella felt sad and lonely, and sat down by the fireplace. She looked at the invitation and wondered what it would be like to dance with the prince. Suddenly, she heard a voice behind her. "Don't cry, my dear," it said. "You shall go to the ball too." Cinderella turned around and saw a beautiful woman standing in front of her. She had a kind face and a sparkling dress. She was holding a wand in her hand. "Who are you?" Cinderella asked. "I am your fairy godmother," the woman said. "I have come to help you." Cinderella could not believe her eyes. She thought she was dreaming. "Really? You can help me go to the ball?" she asked. "Of course," the fairy godmother said. "But first, we need to find you something to wear." She waved her wand and transformed Cinderella's ragged dress into a stunning gown of blue silk and silver lace. She gave her a pair of glass slippers that fit her perfectly. She adorned her hair with pearls and diamonds. Cinderella looked at herself in the mirror and gasped. She looked like a princess. "You are beautiful," the fairy godmother said. "But remember, this magic will only last until midnight. You must be back by then, or everything will change back to what it was before." "I understand," Cinderella said. "Thank you so much." The fairy godmother smiled and led her outside. She pointed at a pumpkin in the garden and waved her wand again. The pumpkin turned into a golden carriage, drawn by 4 white horses. She gave Cinderella a coachman and 2 footmen, who were actually mice that she had transformed. "Off you go, my dear," the fairy godmother said. "Have fun at the ball, but don't forget the time." Cinderella nodded and climbed into the carriage. She waved goodbye to her fairy godmother and set off for the palace. When she arrived at the ball, everyone was amazed by her beauty. No one recognized her as Cinderella, not even her stepmother and stepsisters. The prince saw her from across the room and fell in love with her at first sight. He asked her to dance with him, and she accepted. They danced all night long, and Cinderella felt happier than ever before. The prince was charming and kind, and he made her laugh with his jokes. He asked her name, but she did not tell him. She wanted to keep it a secret. As they danced, Cinderella lost track of time. She did not notice that the clock was striking 12. She only realized it when she heard a loud chime that echoed through the hall. "Oh no," she exclaimed. "I have to go." She ran away from the prince, who tried to follow her. "Wait," he called out. "Don't go. I don't even know your name." Cinderella did not stop or look back. She ran down the stairs as fast as she could, but in her haste, she lost one of her glass slippers on the way. The prince picked it up and ran after her, but he was too late. He saw her get into the carriage and drive away into the night. He looked at the slipper in his hand and swore to himself that he would find her again. "I will search for you until I find you," he said. "You are the one I love." He mounted his horse and chased after the carriage, but he could not catch up with it. Meanwhile, Cinderella reached home just in time before everything changed back to normal. She thanked her fairy godmother for everything she had done for her, and hid the other glass slipper under her pillow. She went back to bed and fell asleep, dreaming of the prince. The next day, the prince announced that he would marry the girl whose foot fit the glass slipper. He visited every house in the kingdom, but no one could wear it. It was too small and delicate for anyone else. He finally arrived at Cinderella's house, where her stepmother and stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but failed miserably. They lied and cheated, but the prince saw through their tricks. He was about to leave, when he noticed Cinderella in the corner. She was wearing her old dress and had dirt on her face, but he recognized her as the girl he had danced with. He asked her to try on the slipper, and it fit her perfectly. He also saw that she had the matching slipper under her pillow. He knew then that she was the one he was looking for. He took her hand and asked her to marry him. Cinderella said yes, and they kissed. Her stepmother and stepsisters were shocked and angry, but they could not do anything to stop them. Cinderella and the prince got married and lived happily ever after. The end. Darna and Wonder Woman, a tale of two heroines. Darna was flying over the city of Manila, patrolling for any signs of trouble. She had been busy lately, fighting against various villains and monsters that threatened the peace and safety of her people. She was proud to be the protector of the Philippines, a role she inherited from her mother Leonor, who was the first Darna. As she soared through the air, she noticed a strange object falling from the sky. It looked like a plane, but it was on fire and spinning out of control. Darna quickly flew towards it, hoping to save whoever was inside. She reached the plane and saw a woman in a red and blue costume with a golden lasso and a shield. She recognized her as Wonder Woman, one of the most famous superheroes in the world. Darna grabbed Wonder Woman and pulled her out of the plane before it crashed into the ground. She carried her to a nearby rooftop and gently laid her down. Wonder Woman opened her eyes and smiled weakly. "Thank you for saving me," she said. "You must be Darna. I've heard of you." "I'm glad you're okay," Darna said. "What happened to your plane? Why are you here?" Wonder Woman explained that she was on a mission to stop a group of terrorists who had stolen a powerful weapon from a secret facility in Themyscira, her homeland. The weapon was a device that could create portals to other dimensions, and the terrorists planned to use it to unleash chaos and destruction on Earth. Wonder Woman had tracked them down to Manila, where they had set up their base. However, they had detected her approach and shot down her plane with a missile. "I need your help, Darna," Wonder Woman said. "We have to stop them before they activate the device and open the portals. They could unleash horrors beyond our imagination." Darna nodded. She felt a surge of admiration and respect for Wonder Woman, who had risked her life to save the world from evil. She also felt a bond with her, as they were both daughters of goddesses and warriors of peace. "Of course I'll help you," Darna said. "We're sisters in arms." Wonder Woman smiled and hugged Darna. They felt a connection that transcended their differences in culture and background. "Thank you, sister," Wonder Woman said. They flew off together, ready to face their enemies and save the world. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it inspiring. If you did, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon below to get notified when I post new stories. I have many more stories to share with you, and I can't wait to see your comments and feedback. Thank you for your time and attention. See you soon.